Aging does not begin with wrinkles, gray hair, or a slowing body. It begins much earlier and much deeper, inside the nervous system. Long before the skin changes or energy fades, the body quietly loses its ability to regulate stress, to recover, and to feel safe within itself. This is why so many people who eat well, exercise regularly, and follow every modern health trend still feel chronically tired, inflamed, or older than they should be. Modern life trains the body to live in constant alert. Notifications, deadlines, emotional pressure, and information overload keep the nervous system stuck in survival mode. Breathing becomes shallow. Movement becomes mechanical. The brain rarely receives the signal that it can fully relax and repair. Over time, this state silently accelerates biological aging, regardless of how disciplined one's lifestyle appears on the surface. This is also why conventional solutions often fall short. More intense workouts, stricter diets, and additional supplements can strengthen the body, but they do not necessarily calm the system that controls it all. Without addressing the nervous system, these efforts can even add more stress to an already overloaded biology. True rejuvenation does not come from pushing harder. It comes from restoring coherence. In the world's longest living cultures, aging is approached very differently. In places like Okinawa, longevity is not built on extreme fitness or rigid routines. Instead, it emerges from daily rituals that gently synchronize breath, movement, and awareness. These practices send a clear message to the body. You are safe, you are supported, and you can repair. When the nervous system receives that message consistently, the body responds by shifting out of survival and back into regeneration. Biological youth, then, is not something we lose with time. It is something we lose access to. And when we understand how to re-enter the body's natural rhythm through simple, integrated practices, the process of aging begins to slow, soften, and in many cases reverse. Most people measure age by the calendar, but the body does not follow time in such a linear way. What truly determines how young or old you feel is not how many years you have lived, but how your cells, organs, and nervous system are functioning right now. This is known as biological age, and it can differ dramatically from chronological age. Two people born in the same year may share the same number on paper, yet one moves with ease, clarity, and vitality, while the other struggles with fatigue, inflammation, and mental fog. Biological age is shaped by internal conditions rather than time itself. Chronic stress, poor sleep, shallow breathing, unresolved emotional tension, and prolonged inflammation all signal the body to prioritize survival over repair. When this happens repeatedly, the body expresses genes associated with aging and degeneration more strongly, while genes responsible for regeneration and resilience become quieter. This process is not permanent, and it is not dictated by fate. Modern science now understands that genes are not fixed commands but responsive systems. Through the field of epigenetics, we know that lifestyle, environment, and internal signals constantly tell genes which programs to run. The nervous system plays a central role in this communication. When the brain perceives danger, whether physical or psychological, it triggers hormonal cascades that accelerate cellular wear. When the brain perceives safety, the body shifts into maintenance, repair, and renewal. This is why practices that calm the nervous system can influence biological age so profoundly. Slow, rhythmic breathing lowers stress hormones and improves oxygen efficiency at the cellular level. Gentle, coordinated movement improves mitochondrial function and reduces systemic inflammation. Together, these signals tell the body that it is no longer under threat, allowing regenerative processes to come back online. Aging, then, is not simply the result of years passing. It is the cumulative effect of how often the body has been asked to survive instead of heal. When that balance changes, when safety, rhythm, and regulation are restored, biological age can stabilize, slow, and even begin to reverse. Breathing is the fastest way to influence the nervous system, yet it is also the most overlooked. Every breath sends a signal to the brain about whether the body is safe or under threat. Shallow, rapid breathing tells the brain to stay alert, to conserve resources, and to prepare for danger. Slow, rhythmic breathing sends the opposite message. There is no emergency, and the body can return to balance. This is why breath is often described as a direct doorway into the autonomic nervous system. When breathing becomes intentional and structured, its effects go far beyond relaxation. Rhythmic breathing patterns create a steady internal tempo that the heart, brain, and nervous system begin to synchronize with. This coherence improves oxygen delivery, stabilizes heart rate variability, and supports the production of neurochemicals associated with learning, mood, and repair. Over time, the brain learns to associate this rhythm with safety, making it easier to exit stress states even outside of practice. However, breath alone is only part of the equation. While breathing can calm the nervous system, it does not fully integrate that calm into the body. Without movement, the nervous system receives incomplete information. The body remains still, muscles stay guarded, and stored tension may never be released. It is like updating the software of a computer without installing it into the hardware. The instructions exist, but they are not fully embodied. This is where the combination of breath and movement becomes essential. When the body moves slowly and deliberately in sync with the breath, the nervous system receives confirmation that the environment is safe and that the body is capable. This pairing transforms breath from a passive calming tool into an active regulator of biological age. Calm is no longer something you experience only while sitting still. It becomes something the body learns to carry into motion, into daily life, and into the aging process itself. Movement is often misunderstood as something we do to strengthen muscles or burn calories, but its deeper purpose is neurological. Every intentional movement updates the brain's internal map of the body, reinforcing coordination, balance, and a sense of control. When movement becomes rushed, forced, or purely mechanical, this communication weakens. The brain stops listening closely, and the body gradually loses sensitivity, fluidity, and precision, key markers of biological aging. Gentle, mindful movement works in the opposite direction. Slow transitions, controlled shifts of weight, and subtle changes in posture stimulate proprioception, the system responsible for knowing where the body is in space. This system is deeply connected to the nervous system and declines with age when it is not regularly engaged. Loss of balance, stiffness, and hesitation in movement are not merely physical issues. They are signs that the brain's connection to the body is fading. Unlike high-intensity exercise, which can place additional stress on an already overloaded system, conscious movement invites the nervous system to relax while staying alert. Muscles soften instead of bracing, joints receive fresh circulation, and the lymphatic system begins to move fluid more efficiently. This internal circulation helps clear metabolic waste and inflammatory byproducts that contribute to cellular aging. When movement is paired with attention, it becomes a form of biological communication rather than physical exertion. The brain learns that the body can move without danger, that balance can be regained, and that control does not require tension. Over time, this retrains the nervous system to operate from a state of stability rather than defense. In this state, energy is conserved, recovery improves, and the conditions for genuine rejuvenation begin to emerge naturally. When breath and movement are woven together into a simple, repeatable sequence, the body begins to respond as a unified system rather than a collection of separate parts. Each movement serves as a gentle signal, guiding the nervous system out of fragmentation and back into coherence. The purpose is not to perform the movements perfectly, but to allow the body to feel organized, supported, and awake from the inside. The first movement gently opens the chest and shoulders while following the rhythm of the breath. As the arms rise and fall, the rib cage expands in a way that encourages deeper lung capacity and freer breathing. This simple opening helps reverse the habitual collapse that comes from stress and screen-based living, allowing oxygen to reach tissues more efficiently while signaling the nervous system to soften its defensive posture. The second movement shifts attention downward, engaging balance and grounding. By slowly transferring weight or lifting one leg at a time, the body reactivates its connection to the ground. This awakens stabilizing muscles and sharpens proprioception, reminding the brain that the body is supported. A stable sense of balance is one of the most reliable indicators of neurological youth, and even small challenges to balance can have profound rejuvenating effects. The third movement introduces gentle tapping or rhythmic contact along the arms and upper torso. This stimulates sensory receptors in the skin and fascia, bringing awareness back into areas that often feel numb or disconnected. Sensory input of this kind enhances neural communication and helps dissolve stored tension without force or strain. The fourth movement focuses on slow, controlled rotation through the spine. Twisting motions encourage spinal fluid circulation and gently stimulate the nervous system pathways that run alongside the vertebral column. These movements restore elasticity to the spine and support the flow of information between the brain and the body, an essential component of long-term vitality. The fifth movement lowers the body slightly, engaging the center of gravity. With soft knees and steady breathing, the body learns to generate stability from within rather than relying on tension. This movement helps regulate stress hormones and strengthens the sense of internal containment, which is critical for emotional and physical resilience. The final movement brings everything to stillness. Hands rest near the heart or center of the body as breathing slows naturally. This moment allows the nervous system to integrate all previous signals, sealing in a sense of calm, coherence, and completion. In this stillness, the body recognizes that it has moved, breathed, and survived safely, creating the internal conditions for repair, renewal, and biological youth to take root. The power of this practice lies not in its complexity, but in its simplicity and consistency. The entire sequence can be completed in approximately 12 minutes, making it accessible even on the busiest days. Rather than viewing it as a workout, it is more accurate to see it as a daily reset for the nervous system, a brief window in which the body is reminded how to regulate itself. The practice begins with a short period of rhythmic breathing, allowing the nervous system to settle before movement starts. This initial phase creates a foundation of calm and prepares the body to receive the signals that follow. The sequence of movements then unfolds slowly, with each one lasting just long enough for the body to register safety, balance, and coordination. There is no rush and no strain. The pace is guided entirely by the breath. After the movements are complete, the practice ends as it began, with stillness and breathing. This final integration phase is essential. It gives the nervous system time to absorb the information it has received, reinforcing the shift from stress to regulation. Skipping this step would be like standing up before the body has fully settled. Because the practice places minimal physical demand on the body, it can be done at almost any time of day. Many people find it especially effective in the morning when it sets a stable tone for the hours ahead, or in the evening when it helps the body release accumulated tension. Over time, these 12 minutes become less of an exercise and more of a ritual, a consistent signal to the body that it is safe to restore, rebuild, and renew itself. This approach is especially well suited for people who feel worn down despite doing everything right. Those who live with constant mental pressure, emotional stress, or overstimulation often notice the effects of aging earlier, not because their bodies are weak, but because their nervous systems rarely rest. For them, a gentle, regulating practice can be far more effective than adding more intensity to an already strained system. It is also ideal for individuals who exercise regularly but do not feel truly recovered. Training the body without training the nervous system often leads to stiffness, disrupted sleep, and lingering fatigue. By restoring regulation first, the body becomes more receptive to other forms of physical activity, allowing strength, endurance, and flexibility to improve naturally rather than through force. Changes tend to appear subtly at first. Within the first few days, many people notice deeper sleep, calmer breathing, and a quieter mental state. After a few weeks, there is often a sense of increased clarity, steadier energy, and improved balance. Over longer periods, the body begins to feel more resilient, less reactive, and more capable of adapting to stress without exhaustion. It is important to approach this process without chasing outcomes. Biological rejuvenation does not follow a rigid timeline, and each nervous system responds in its own way. The true measure of progress is not dramatic transformation, but a growing sense of ease within the body. As that ease becomes familiar, the body naturally shifts toward patterns associated with youth, adaptability, and long-term vitality. True rejuvenation is not something the body needs to be forced into. It is a natural state that emerges when the conditions are right. When breathing regains its rhythm and movement regains its intelligence, the body remembers how to regulate itself. Repair, resilience, and renewal are not added from the outside. They arise from within once the nervous system no longer feels under threat. This perspective reframes aging entirely. Rather than seeing it as a steady decline to be resisted, it becomes a signal that the body has spent too much time in survival. By restoring safety through simple, integrated practices, the body shifts back toward balance. Energy becomes more stable, the mind becomes clearer, and the sense of vitality feels less like something to achieve and more like something to return to. 12 minutes a day may seem insignificant, yet consistency speaks more loudly to the nervous system than intensity ever could. Each repetition reinforces the same message. The body is supported, the breath is steady, and there is no need to rush. Over time, this message reshapes internal patterns that once accelerated aging. Youth, in this sense, is not defined by appearance or performance. It is defined by adaptability, ease, and the ability to recover. When those qualities are restored, age becomes less of a limitation and more of a backdrop to a body that continues to learn, renew, and respond with quiet strength.